Oh.
You got a little bass in there when you.
I know, right? I've been practicing. I've been doing it in the car.
Very white realness.
Thank you. Oh, man. One day I want to get so bassy that it just rumbles people's cars when they play it through their stereo. They're like, ooh, it's Only Stupid Answers time. Guys, welcome back to the bonus Patreon episode. Guys, we love you so much for contributing to this podcast. We want to reward you with an awesome bonus episode. Today, joining the boy people, DJ Wooldridge is over here.
That's me.
And over here is Sam Basher.
Yeah.
But joining us, Miss Ashley V. Robinson. How you doing?
Yeah.
I'm good. I have been a boy people on stage before, though, so I feel like I fit right.
What, Peter Pan?
Many times.
Yeah.
and I don't know. I've never been a Shakespearean lady. Every Shakespeare play I've done, I've been a boy.
Nice.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How does that work?
It's a short. Well, you play Laertes, and you're just Laertes, but you're a girl.
Nice.
Cool.
Are you a Rosencrantz?
Guys, before we jump into things, really quickly, I want to show off some stuff. I got my
Guys, look at your
postcard.
screen really quick.
I got my This is great podcast content.
Great radio.
I got my postcards and I got my buttons.
Oh, you got a
My
back
pins.
to your postcard. You real fancy. We don't print shit on the back of our postcards.
That's actually got some story hints for possible sequels.
Guys, if you look at that, that's a gloss on that pen right there. That's fancy.
I just wanted to show
cool.
you guys. I only think I've posted these on Instagram yet, so you guys are getting like.
Wow.
You guys at home right now are getting a first.
I really
look
like
at
this.
these.
Is a
I just wanted to show.
Can you hear this? Hold on. That's a postcard.
That's quality
that's
postcard.
that's
Great
a
Foley
first
work.
look.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm really happy
So
about
if you
it.
contributed to chaostheorycomics.com,
Yes.
you're in for some treats in the next couple
And
weeks or
I'll
months.
post pictures of these on Instagram so you actually can see them. But
No,
I just wanted to show my friends.
Wait a little
first.
bit because there should be incentive to
Exactly.
contribute to this
Yeah,
bonus
it's a bonus
episode.
episode.
But also, quick update before we get into talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes.
finale and all the CW shows and some superhero news. Repeating myself. And we're doing a movie night this weekend. We're going to be watching Kung Fury based on your votes.
Afternoon.
Afternoon for us on the West Coast. But if you guys contributed $10 or more, you're gonna be in for us live streaming that movie. You're gonna be getting special links, so keep your eyes peeled on your email and on patreon.com/OnlyStupidAnswers. But really quick, Ashley, how you doing?
I'm doing great. And what our listeners didn't realize is that Sam actually showed us how to peel your eyes open.
It
was
in
gross.
the meantime.
It is. Lots of sounds. Lots of sounds and smells.
Not as much Foley work on that one.
What have you been up to?
I got a boring new day job, which is great.
Yay.
We're finishing up our last issue of Jupiter Jet, which is the Kickstarter that I did with Jason Inman. And that is both exciting and terrifying because then we have to print it. Well, Action Lab has to print it, and we have to pack rewards and make the thing.
Very cool.
So, yeah.
It's pretty cool. You guys make sure I'm pretty sure a good amount of our boy people helped out Jupiter Jet as well.
Yeah.
We love you and we appreciate you. You're all loving people. But make sure you go and support Jason and Ashley because they're making good stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, like getting the stuff shipped to you and holding it is the most
surreal.
exciting. Is the most exciting part. Packing it up is the worst part.
Are you going to have a packing party?
I'm yes, sort of. Yeah.
How big is the party?
Yeah, it's not so much a party as in I'm going to hire some people to come in and help me.
Oh, no, we're just bribing our friends with food.
Yeah,
That's great.
I don't have friends. So.
And that's how you make
them.
them.
You have two, right?
Boom. Thanks, guys. Thanks.
All right, you guys excited? We're about to be talking about some big superhero
We're
things.
getting there. We've got the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. finale. That's the big thing this week. And we've got the penultimate episode. There we go.
Oh, we're doing great with speed. We should do vocal exercises before we start because
Mime Mimo Moo.
when I introduced you, it was just sounds from my mouth.
Topeka Bodega.
Yeah.
The arsonist had oddly shaped feet.
Uh-huh.
That's Anchorman.
So, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. penultimate episodes of SuperHero, Flash, Arrow. And that's it.
And then we're talking about the finale for The Button over at DC.
Yeah, and we're
as
going to talk about the Black Lightning trailer.
There you go.
Yeah.
Which looks pretty cool, but let me pocket those opinions.
Yeah.
They'll be popping out later.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's kick it off with Marvel, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They're all done. The Ada, Ghost Rider, all the stories are wrapping up, and the framework
all
and stuff.
done. It's all done forever. No more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. ever again.
No, we have one more season, and that's the end of their rope.
What do we know? Do we know if that is the final season?
No, they never. They'll probably announce that near like when Inhuman starts, because if they were so close to ending. I mean, they did get a 22 episode order, so
Inhumans with the worst wig line of all time on
Yeah.
Medusa.
I said
Hire
that.
a nice drag queen. She'll take care of that for you. She will blend it. It will not be a problem.
I feel like in the comics she usually has like a tiara or something
Yeah.
that pushes her hair back, so there's no middle part. Because the middle part is sometimes is iffy on the person that has it. So it's just maybe push that back so it looks like, oh, I can't tell if that's a wig or not. Use makeup.
Hopefully it's just a bad promo image
There you
too
go.
that wasn't finished or attended to.
The quote from Scott Buck, the showrunner, he was like, that's probably the toughest part. We're still figuring it out. And I'm like, oh, cool. You are in production
Yeah.
and you're figuring it out.
Unlike
Yeah.
Discovery.
That looks awesome, by the way. But anyways, kicking it off, what did we think, Ashley?
Well, now, interesting enough, Ashley, you were telling me that you don't really watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I don't even a little bit watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I watched the first 3 episodes and I said, this was cute that they cast everyone from Central Casting 20's attractive list. And then I saw an episode last year when I did a set visit, and the dude, what used to be the hot dude, is a bad dude now and
Yeah.
real
Word.
skinny and covered in honey, and that's all I remember from that episode.
Oh,
Nice,
yeah.
nice. I like it. So, with very little context, what impression did this episode leave you?
It's still a mess.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I was left with. And Clark Gregg is amazing. And Mulan is amazing.
Yeah.
And for me, that's where the buck stopped. I really don't need anyone who could be sitting in this room podcasting with us right now. I think they're definitely there. And they're trying.
Did anything...
Ghost Rider was cool.
There.
He
I was going to say, did the
he was
Ghost Rider
really
stuff, because especially for TV budget, it looks pretty cool.
It does. I've seen other pictures of him that looked less good, and maybe it's because they threw more money into this, or maybe they figured it out over the course of the season. But I thought
Yeah.
he was great. Spin him off into the good Marvel shows and just throw him in with the Defenders, because I think that actor's great, and I think the effect is mostly good. So
No, that's
Yeah.
been our pitch, is like do like a Ghost Rider, Blade, and other like monstery supernatural characters in a Netflix. Ooh,
They
you
could
did
be
an
Doctor
anthology series?
Strange's
That's
Strike
my thing.
Team.
My pitch to Marvel, if you're listening, this is my pitch to you.
I know you're listening.
I know you're listening to our bonus episode on Patreon. You're a contributor. Is that you make like an anthology Netflix series that deals with the monstery characters, and you format it like a series of unfortunate events where it's like 2 episodes is a movie basically. So like 2 episodes of Ghost Rider, 2 episodes of Blade.
Oh, that's cool.
2 episodes of like
Man
you
Thing.
could
Man
Man
Thing.
Thing. You could even do technically Moon Knight if you want to do some of the weirder aspects
Sure.
of the character. And then I would have because Marvel, you can do this. There'd be so many reasons why you try to back out of it, but you 100% could do this. You have Doctor Strange be your Crypt Keeper.
Yeah.
You just have to pay him for a day.
Benedict works for BBC money, so I'm
come
sure
on.
he'll show up for Netflix money.
Yeah, so you have him be the Crypt Keeper and kind of like introduce each like narrative. I would be so into that.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah,
Mainly
I'm not
because
gonna do
the
it.
real Crypt Keeper scares the crap out of me.
Jeff Loeb can call it any time, and DJ will be the showrunner.
There you go.
Hey,
I've
Jeff.
got the scripts in
listen
the computer
up.
right now.
So you like Ghost Rider? How did you enjoy any of the? Did you enjoy any of the fights or the action, like Quake and Ghost Rider teaming up? Because I was freaking out. I was enjoying.
Well, I don't know what Quake is, or why Quake is important, or why I should care about Quake.
That's fair. You've not watched the show.
So, right, and I'm sure Quake is a pre-existing character, but not one I'm familiar with. It reminded me of Avalanche from X-Men Evolution,
No,
but
that's
like
fair.
less interesting.
Did you ever read Jonathan Hickman's Secret Warriors run?
No. I read his FF run.
No, I don't think Quake factored
not
into
even
that.
remotely
No,
the
that's when
same.
like she got really popular, but
Yeah.
she's just one of Nick Fury's like other right hands.
Yeah.
She's an Inhuman.
He has many arms, like what's the Hindu goddess with all the arms? Vishnu?
Sure, probably
The blue one?
blue one. Yes.
Yeah.
Hi
for those at
everybody.
home, yeah.
We're very culturally aware.
I'm sorry for all of our Hindu listeners. We're trying. I thought the fights were pretty good. It's tough in a world where you have Daredevil level fights and Arrow level fights. And this season in particular, just the sidebar, Arrow's been bringing the fights like every
Yes.
week. So I thought
Also,
they were
the
solid
biggest car
TV
explosion
fights.
I have ever seen on TV this week.
Oh, the car.
Oh,
the
which
crash.
everyone just walked away
Everybody's
from.
just, oh no, we need to leave. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, bullshit, you're dead.
Having
Felicity
been
was
in-
on that side.
Yeah.
She's pretty dead.
Having been in minor car accidents, I was like, I don't know how you guys are standing up.
Yeah.
Like,
I've started.
It's ridiculous.
A friend of mine broke his leg in January, and he's still on crutches.
Yeah.
And so I started thinking about all these shows I watch where people like break ribs and bones and get shot, and I'm like, no, bullshit. You're out for the rest of until the next season.
Daredevil does yoga until it goes away. They explained
Look,
it.
Batman just punched his vertebrae back into place.
Yeah.
And it was fine.
And then he starts running.
No, first he climbs out of the bed.
Yeah. I remember that movie did its job though, because I remember when he's trying to climb and he falls that first time and it tugs on him. I'm like, oh no.
He should have been super dead.
Oh,
Stress me out.
feeling uncomfortable now.
But we're talking about S.H.I.E.L.D.
I want you guys to tell me what you liked about it and what you found impressive.
I feel like I'm a big S.H.I.E.L.D. fanboy. I know that season 1, big hot mess. Near the end, they kind of start to pick it up after Winter Soldier, because that's when like the season was waiting for that to happen, and then every story kicked in. And then season 2, little rough. I liked the end though. It gets their finales. They always like pull out all the stops and they go kind of crazy with like what stories they want to tell. I think that's when Coulson they were dealing with Terrigen, and in this story,
because they're still trying to make Inhumans fetch.
Yeah, but in this, the Terrigen, when humans touch
They'll never stop.
It kills them. So Coulson, trying not to let it become an aerosol and like kill everyone in the room, he tries to catch it, and his hand starts to solidify, but Mac cuts off his hand on camera, and you see
Mac
it.
the hot black guy?
Yes.
There you go.
He's great. Love
I know
him.
who some of them are.
But no, that was really cool. Last season, what happened?
Last season was Hive.
Well, nuking the space.
Yeah,
nuking space.
Yeah. And so this season, we just came out of the Ada, the girl that's teleporting now that you've seen, started out the season as a robot.
She was an LMD.
Yeah, and so
Is she from Tahiti?
She gets a hold of the Darkhold, and that helps her. She refines this like matrix, like you plug your brain in, and it's an alternate world called the Framework that she made. When she plugs them in, she fixes one regret. And somehow, in this reality, fixing the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s regrets made it like Hydra took over the world.
Oh, so it's kind of like what was the original sin light, where you hear your deepest secret and it screws you up. It's like, we'll take your regret away and it'll screw you up.
Yeah, it's kind of like those. It's kind of like that. And then so the few of them were stuck in there. A few of the other agents went in to save them. She's in charge. They pulled them out. She used the Darkhold to make herself a body. And of course, if you're making yourself a body using a dark magic book, you're gonna give yourself powers. Duh.
And she gives herself like.
And you're going to be
power.
Nightcrawler, because Nightcrawler is the greatest X-Man.
Yeah. And so that's where we're at. And they're like, the last episode ended like, oh man, I just have no idea how we're possibly supposed to defeat her. Cut to the wrecked base, the portal opens, and Ghost Rider comes out, and we're like, hell yes.
Cool. That's the only way you can do it. And that was a good way to round out the season.
And the other cool thing about this is that it really does tie up the LMD stuff, it ties up the Agents of Hydra stuff, it ties up the Ghost Rider stuff in a way that surprised me that like,
how
it's like I get it. It's
together.
like, okay, I get how this all comes together.
They're very differing stories, but no, they did a great job. And I also liked you Doctor Strange portal shit, and that way it's like, look, see, remember Doctor Strange came out in November. Yeah. Remember that? No, that's why we did Ghost Rider. That's why we have Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
And that's why everything makes sense now. It all came full circle.
So for those listeners at home that may not have been following Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so at this point they're trying to figure out how to stop super god level Ada / what was her name? Ophelia.
Ada.
Shakespeare reference. Fine. Ada. Anyway.
The most saddest girlfriend of Shakespeare.
And so, which is saying something, if we're being honest. And they hook up with Ghost Rider, who's hunting on the Darkhold. Ada, which so much happens in this episode. I was just trying to recap it.
It is a lot.
So
and
much
when you've
happens.
not been watching it, it is a lot.
It's a lot to take in. But
Mac's still in the
Talbot gets shot in the face. I just remembered
that bothered me that they bitched out and they didn't have him be killed.
I was fine with him dying. He's the roughest character.
That made all the stuff that they did with Simmons like, no, she's not going to die. When Ada comes in and she's like twisting the screw in Simmons, I'm like, no, you couldn't pull the trigger on Talbot, and you're expecting me to believe you're going to kill one of your most popular characters. Bullshit.
Yeah. I was wondering what they were going to do, but I like that you got an LMD twist, and they're like, oh, that's one part of our story. Remember Ghost Rider? And he switched. Oh, at one point in the series, Ghost Rider popped out of Robbie for some reason and went into Mac and or the demon.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I actually like that they did that with Coulson.
Also, Coulson was like a fanboy of Ghost Rider all season. He's like, I never get to see Ghost Rider. I never see like what he looks like in person. He always sees like footage or photos or whatever. So
That's
finally,
funny.
it was a cool payoff. And the teleporting around the world. Cisco did it cooler when he teleported through dimensions.
That is one
Yeah.
weird thing. Agents
Yeah.
of S.H.I.E.L.D. clearly has a lot of money, but just
It's not a real network.
for sheer like audacity of premise, like it never quite reaches like for the Agents of Hydra thing where they were in the alternate world took like 5 episodes, and it wasn't until the end that I was really sold. Whereas like Doom World, like on Legends of Tomorrow, I was in. Like this is great. I'm
Doom
all
World
about
was
it.
awesome.
Yeah, and so it's like they have trouble like.
I
so
think
you're-
it's the Disney of it all, because I think they have more masters to serve, and I think on the CW, even though WB is like notoriously like we're gonna stick our hands in all the pots, I think because no one expected that universe to work, they're just like, screw it, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You wrote us 5 shows.
and I love it. I love that there really is that, and I think it's something that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is missing because it's whole, like one of the things that I kept referring to when we were talking about Agents of Hydra. It's like I just have Cap's broken shield on the wall. It's theoretically part of this damn universe,
it's not.
man.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. Not anymore.
Is it separate now?
Yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not considered in the same continuity, according to Jeff Loeb, as the MCU.
When did that happen?
Like 2 years ago, right before they launched the Netflix shows, they were like, it's officially, even though there's people who've crossed over, like they are separate entities and we will not have direct, even though they have, and they have since then, and the Netflix series do as well, but it is supposedly officially official that nothing on TV ties over with anything.
That's so stupid.
It is
Then they can do a
stupid.
lot more with it than they're doing.
Yeah, if there's no
yeah.
ties, then why the hell wouldn't they have their own versions of characters?
Right, like go all out. Like, where's
Yeah.
the Captain America of the TV show, and
Yeah.
where are his interactions with Coulson?
Well,
because
and I
that'd be a
was saying-
great, storyline to pick up.
Yeah.
And I was saying like if it was in the same universe, you can still do stuff like at the end of Civil War, Cap leaves his shield. Mm-hmm. Have Patriot have U.S. Agent. The shield's a prop. You can't. You're telling me you can't have the prop on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They
Never.
can't. S.H.I.E.L.D. can't create their own Captain America and U.S. Agent and give the shield to somebody else.
I mean, they had Patriot. Doesn't Patriot have the shield?
Give him the shield.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Bring Iron Patriot back.
Oh yeah, you weren't here. We had Patriot this season. We had the character Patriot.
Classic Golden Age character that everybody knows and loves.
Americans
Patriot.
are really good at naming their national superheroes all the same things.
But for me, I loved every single little itty bitty bit of this. Also, I do like the little twist that Coulson had to pay a price to have Ghost Rider.
I'm a little.
Why?
Because it's gonna be like a supernatural thing, and I kind of was thinking like, hey, let's close the book on the supernatural stuff.
Well, they always gotta come back. They always every season they always like reference like remember Hive, and
Yeah.
it's like remember Deathlock. Deathlock
Yeah.
was here and he looked real shitty. Remember?
Yeah.
Don't worry, he's always there.
Yeah.
We won't bring the actor back, but
Yeah.
because no one responded well to him
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
But that happened, and also they mentioned Bill Paxton's character. They mentioned him. But like I don't know, I like you keep the supernatural stuff going, and you get your teaser in space.
Well,
So
interesting.
ghosts in space.
The Gary the Third says, really interested in the deal Coulson made. What do you think that is? And also, what the fuck? Time jump and space. Give me season 5.
Yeah, it was.
I
so,
just can't wait for Coulson to trade his voice to the Sea Witch for legs. That'll be great.
Well, we do know it's going to be some sort of a time jump for the next season. There's going to be time passages.
Yeah.
Do they always do a time jump the same way CW shows do?
No, they do. I mean, like they let summer go. Sometimes depends.
It depends. They did this season. There's like Daisy had been running around for a few months, and we picked up later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think, Ashley? I know you don't watch the show, but you do read comics. What do you think is happening? It's got to tie into Inhumans, right?
I mean, it has to.
Yeah.
I would assume, unless they're going to do, because Runaways is supposed to be like a closed loop. It's not supposed to tie into anything, which is weird in the way that the Netflix shows are. But Inhumans would be the most logical one. But they haven't announced that anyone's crossing over. So I feel like Inhumans is their attempt to be like, I know we like half-assed did the Inhumans, but now we're doing it for real. And it should be, Daisy should be the one to cross over, but I don't know if
anybody.
she will.
Yeah. They should at least, it's 8 episodes, right? Inhumans?
Yes,
They
but
should have
but
the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show up for an
I
episode.
think they're like, are they long episodes? Are they like 90-minute episodes?
They're
I
hour.
hope
They're
not,
hour.
man.
Okay.
I don't, between Scott Buck and that photo, man, I'm not.
The only
I'm
thing
not
I'm
excited
excited
for that
about
show.
is Lockjaw.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna
I
be
don't
amazing.
know, man. I know I've seen the green The blue.
Shut up!
The
It's
blue
gonna be amazing.
pop, but it's like I just think about the dragon and fucking Iron Fist.
you're
That's
not
everything you
wrong.
need. Just the eyes in the cave.
Have you seen Hell on Wheels? Like that's what Ansem Mount, the guy's
Yeah,
doing Black Bolt. Like
think-
he'll be great.
I think the cast is actually really solid.
And the possibility of Miss Marvel is always exciting.
Oh yeah, because they're gonna be
Kamala
talking about
Khan.
the new humans. It's their
Yeah, whatever.
Marvels, whatever.
The Min-Human.
Do you think they would do Miss Marvel on a TV show, or would they tie that into Captain Marvel, the movie stuff?
It depends on how many movies they have Brie Larson tied up for. It would be smarter to put her on the big screen, but since they went right to the white version of that character instead of the more popular one that everyone likes in our current political climate, I think the best place for her would be a Young Avengers movie. Just make her part of that team.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
And also, I guess even though Inhumans is like a TV show, they are doing the huge IMAX push. So can these characters be in the movie?
I don't know. It does feel like an audition for potential MCU inclusion, but they're like, do people like the Inhumans? I don't know.
I remember it was the original guy who was running Marvel, like their like TV movie
Perlmutter?
stuff. Yeah, and he was like pushing
Best
real
last
hard
name
for
ever.
it. Perlmutter.
Yeah,
He's
it's
pushing
great.
so hard, and then
Stuff like this just makes
Yeah.
stuff like this and Guardians just makes me really wish they had access to the Fantastic Four. Because it just
That's
connected.
but
I want
that's
Galactus
the ever,
and Silver Surfer.
That's
and
the ever-present rumor that they bought it back and that that's what they're gonna launch Phase 4 with.
I think if any of their properties match the tone that Marvel is so relentless in all their movies having, it's Fantastic Four.
Yeah, it's Star Trek family in space.
The only problem is like Marvel's not that great at villains. Like, would they finally be able to do Doctor Doom justice, or would they nerf him again?
no.
Sorry, no. Honestly, I wish.
Their greatest villain came out of a great casting choice. So
Yeah, Loki, and then all the other good
but
ones.
if you played that same relationship right, like the kind of brother thing with him and Reed, it could work.
It could work, and honestly, I think I'd rather see Fantastic Four as a TV show. One, I think these
Interesting.
stuff benefits. I think all these characters benefit from more serialized, more space to explore. And one thing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has consistently done better, the one thing they have consistently done better than all of the MCU is their villains. The villains between Ward and Ada this season, and they have even Hive.
Ward three times.
Ward three times. Yeah,
Yeah.
their villains have been really good. And then the Netflix shows, you got Killgrave and Kingpin. Even Papa Meacham on Iron Fist was the best part of fucking Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Oh well, David Wenham Faramir is wonderful,
He
but
was
you're
amazing.
also leaving out
Mahershala.
Yeah, Copperhead, Diamondback. I don't know what snakes
Cottonmouth.
are called, guys.
I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like Cottonmouth and Diamondback were two halves of one good villain.
I feel like why would you kill off Mahershala Ali halfway through and then replace him with that comic booky nonsense?
I'm very excited to see what they do with Black Mariah. I think
Yeah.
she's going to turn out great, and I love Shades. Shades is one of my
Shades is
top
fun.
favorite Marvel villains in these shows because he's the one guy that knew what the fuck he was doing.
I'm surprised a lot of fans don't like Shades for some reason.
They're crazy.
They are crazy.
They're crazy.
because you
people.
wouldn't like him in real life.
Well, no, but he was
But
very
as a character,
charismatic.
yeah.
And I liked
But
him.
anyway, we're off track. I also loved Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I thought it was great. All the Ghost Rider versus Ada stuff I thought was great. All the Ghost Rider stuff I thought was great. I thought they were perhaps a little too nice to Mac to like literally like there was no choice to be made by the time he left. Like the daughter was gone. Like he just had to go. And
I
it's
feel like
make
that's
it-
the best resolution for that character.
It's definitely the nicest resolution for the trap they set him in, basically. And I think they should have just killed Talbot. But other than those two things, love that episode.
I think I finally bought Yo-Yo and Mac for like a
Yeah.
second, and then I feel like we're about to get a wedding because they haven't had a wedding yet on the show, and I feel like
That's
Is that
true.
something that you think is necessary?
No, it
It's
just is
just
going to
like
happen.
these shows do.
Also,
Also-
shows will do it.
I know a lot of people are speculating that perhaps the people that took them at the end might be Sword,
That'd be fun.
but I doubt they're going to do
Didn't
that.
they like stop
Sword or
time or,
Hammer?
something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they did.
Hammer's tough because of how closely that's tied to Norman Osborn.
That's true.
They can still do it, but also
Did we ever find out what Hammer stood for?
probably.
I'm sure it stands for something.
Maybe they did. Remember the whole promo for S.H.I.E.L.D.? They just told you what S.H.I.E.L.D. stood for, and no one gave.
Even though they
a shit.
changed
Yeah.
it from what it stood for in the comic books, and that's totally fine.
No.
Oops. But no, actually, there was a point we thought we were going to get Hammer or Sword or whatever other shield that they have.
Yeah.
But then they're like, nope, it's just
Other
it's
shield.
secret
Which is
shield.
which
Yeah.
is the one that's led by the lady with the green hair.
That's Sword. That's
Okay.
Sword. And there's S.H.I.E.L.D. for space.
And also,
Yeah.
she was on
Yeah.
the show, Brant, and
Was
she.
she
No,
really?
no. You're thinking of girl with the pink streak.
Yes, is that a different person?
That's from Hammer. That was Norman Osborn's right-hand lady in Hammer.
the one who died.
Yeah.
him
Yeah.
being in charge of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I give it a 9.5 out of 10 this
Oh,
episode.
wow. You like this episode so much, you went with a traditional 10-point
I
score.
didn't have enough time to think of another number.
Man, you guys got a big scale, and you do have numbers. What kind of fancy podcast is
I
this?
know. It's pretty crazy.
If we're doing 10, I give it a 9 out of 10. I thought it was a really good, and this is easily the best season of the show.
Yes.
It consistently, like, it had a couple low points, but it's not like season 3 started out really great, ended really great. Big old dip in the middle for me. Season 2 was all over the place, and then season 1 obviously got real good in the last 5 episodes. This is the most consistent, best season the show's ever done. I am hoping that they let them know, hey, season 5, this is it for you guys. Go big or go home.
Here's all
Bye-bye.
of ABC's
Yeah.
money. Here's Robert
They
Downey
already
Jr. He'll
have
come
all the
on.
money.
Yeah.
Their budget is 5 times what a CW episode is.
And what are they doing?
They need to learn how to have a little bit more fun with it. They put all that money in a ghostwriter. I can't imagine it's easy to do. And I'm shocked how much ghostwriter shows up in every episode.
Yes.
I would normally assume it'd be it's because there was a couple times we saw Robbie with a chain, yeah, fine. And then maybe for 5 minutes he shows up as a ghostwriter. No, ghostwriter keeps popping up. I'm like, where's the money for this coming from?
They're $5 million an episode budget.
Well, what would you rate it out of 10?
I would plead whatever the American amendment is, where you don't have to give an opinion, because I don't know enough about context. I was like, I don't know, the 8th.
That's
whatever.
fair.
That's fair. She's saying
fair.
a 10 out of 10.
There we go.
We all loved it.
now we're gonna go to the CW shows.
Something that I think we all love a little bit more.
Yeah, and we're gonna start with Supergirl, and this was an excellent. I
thought you were gonna say an episode.
No, it was an excellent episode, in my opinion, of Supergirl.
Everyone was freaking out about Kat Grant, and as soon as she came on screen, I was like, "Oh shit, I did miss her." I was like, "I
Yeah,
didn't even
man.
realize it."
Calista Walker is so good
Yeah.
on that show.
She's perfect.
And they
And
did
Linda
everything.
Carter.
You had,
Yeah.
you had Wonder Woman versus Lois Lane. I was
Yeah.
like, "Cool,
Yeah.
I'm down for this. I'm down for this." And Ally McBeal's there.
Ashley, what did you think?
I loved it. I think Supergirl season 2 has been interesting because it's kind of a redux of the first season, because it's on a new network and they're trying to figure out what to do with it.
Yeah.
I think it's mostly been better, and I think the last couple have been really good. And I don't know if I needed Superman to show up at the end, but Tyler
I
Hoechlin,
did.
the hairiest Superman of all time, is
like it.
sure going to be in the finale.
Wait, hairier
Whoa,
than Henry
Henry-
Cavill?
Henry
Henry
Cavill's-
Cavill has hair flying out of his suit. I'm always
Clearly,
like,
you've never
tuck it
watched
in.
Teen Wolf, where he always has his shirt off. He's a hairy man.
He's a
I
hairy
think he's
boy.
Armenian, or he's some sort of East European extract. He's a hairy man.
Hairy boy.
My exposure to him is Everybody Wants Some, and he's incredibly good in that
or
movie.
the Nugget from Road to Perdition.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's the kid. Yeah.
But I really enjoyed almost everything about this episode. But Kat Grant, good lord, you forget
Yeah.
how much she brought to the show.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite scene is when they go out to the dumpster and Kara needs that pep talk, and Kat Grant sums up. They go through all the crazy shit that's going on, and then Calista Flockhart sums up hey, you just need to go save your boyfriend. And for some reason, the way she says it, I'm like, oh,
Even though your boyfriend is the worst, and you ruined a perfectly good character by casting Michael Wood. But
Which one's Michael Wood?
Michael Wood's
Mon-El.
Oh, I thought it was
She's-
Chris Wood.
She's putting.
Oh, maybe it's
sorry.
Chris
She's
Wood.
putting hate on Mon-El. You hate
I
Mon-El?
really like.
Oh, I
Mon-El.
hate this version of Mon-El.
Why?
Because he sucks.
He's so
What?
pretty though.
Give me one. I can't give one characteristic of the Mon-El from the comics.
Mon-El from the comics is Superman.
Yes.
And this is not super, but also Mon-El is a character that belongs in the Legion. He doesn't belong in modern day because you need a Superman analog. It's interesting when Supergirl goes to the 31st century and they sort of have a thing, and then she winds up with Brainiac because Brainiac's different than her, not just her cousin, which is creepy, even though they kiss in the 70s because it was Silver Age, but whatever. I just don't think he works on the show, and it was a way to do Superman on a budget, and then they didn't do it very well because he's a complete jerk the entire time, and then she just inexplicably falls in love with him because the actors are dating in real life and undercuts.
They are.
Yeah.
That's cute.
No, it's not. I don't like it when actors play a couple and then they become a couple. I'm like, you just didn't do your job right, and you bought into it.
Yeah, that one. It's also
And
challenging
also,
because she started.
her husband, who's now
Yeah.
her ex-husband,
Yeah.
was her boyfriend, or was her love interest on the first season.
Showed up for the first season, and they met on Glee.
Yeah.
Oops. That's
Yeah,
a
but
big
he was
mess.
the guy who won that Glee like American Idol show.
he's
So like
also-
she was always way too good for him.
And he's also the lead in Everybody Wants Some, and he's amazing in that as well.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's got an amazing chin.
They also
his chin blows my
They
mind.
kickstarted
Which
a
he-
movie together that hasn't been done yet, and I think now that they're divorced or in the
Whoops.
process of getting divorced, is never gonna happen.
Whoops.
Sorry, Melissa.
But
Benoist.
I am a big fan of Mon-El for the most part. However, the bulk of this second half of the season was way too Mon-El focused. Like way too much Mon-El all the time, dealing with all his family drama. And it's like, this
Yeah.
is Supergirl show.
Yeah.
And
It's the same problem with introducing Superman.
Fortunately, they dialed it back. In the
couple
last few episodes where he's the supportive
Yeah.
boyfriend. Good. I love it. He says
It
something
shouldn't have
charming and
taken
funny.
20 episodes to get there. Her love story with Lena is way stronger and way more interesting.
Lena's great, and I'm happy that she got they kind of used her sparingly, but I'm liking that they use her more.
Yeah, and
I'm
I
excited
like-
to see how like the Daxamite issue reflects on her. Like how does Lena progress in the next season?
I
Well,
would,
she's a
how-
full-time cast member next season.
Fantastic.
cool.
I
Yeah.
desperately want Lex Luthor on this show.
Never.
Who do you want it to be? Who do
I
you
want it to
who do
be.
you want to cast?
I want to. Billy Zane. Billy Zane, because he was in.
You don't think he's too old?
No, that's not for. Superman's been Superman for like 20 years on this show.
Tyler Hagelin is 30
I know.
years
What?
old.
Remember that one like line like, "Hey, how come you look so good?" Oh, like Kryptonian genetics. Like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But
But for him to be a contemporary of Lena, Lena's what, like 25?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to be like 35 at the oldest.
I just if you're just if you've ever seen, I think it's Mad Dogs. I want to say either Mad Dogs. It's Mad Dogs on Amazon. Billy Zane has a role in that, and he's charismatic, vaguely threatening. Like it's just this perfect I think he'd kill it. I think he'd kill it. I
Michael
think he'd do a good job.
Rosenbaum, or I'm not watching.
He's in his 40s. He should have played Lionel in the flashbacks. He should have been Daddy Luthor.
They should have brought back.
that'd been
They
cool.
should have brought back. Is the actor who played Lionel still alive?
I think so.
They should have just brought him back because he's amazing.
Yeah, his last name is Glover.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was easily one of the best parts of Smallville.
Sound like you're gonna say Danny Glover.
I was.
It is neither Danny nor Donald.
Those are both different Glovers. They're significantly different.
You could cast
But
Donald
Don-
Glover as Lex Luthor. I'd show up for that.
I would like to know what happens. I'd be. I don't.
But wait, Lena's the adopted one? Hold on a
But
second.
I've never seen like a threatening Danny Glover before, so I'm down to see what he can do.
Yeah.
But I like that they explored the Linda Carter being an alien thing.
I'm glad they kind of they didn't make it like she has some sort of secret evil plan. Like, no, she's an alien and we all move
she
on.
survived a plane crash.
Yeah, all right, we're just moving on from that. Like,
Yeah.
good job.
I like the thing where Kat was like, "You're still a Democrat, right? Then I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like we can just move on."
I like that these superhero shows have stopped giving any fucks about throwing the Trump administration shade. Like, S.H.I.E.L.D. was all on board with it.
especially Supergirl.
Yeah, Supergirl was all about it, and then for the Agents of Hydra stuff, S.H.I.E.L.D. was just making no mystery about how they felt about it. I'm like, good for you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Have some fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see why you deter some audience members, but you know, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
So
I don't think those people are watching superhero shows
I
anyway, though.
probably
I mean, if
not.
I'm going to make a broad sweeping generalization,
Yeah. If your
you know.
show is about helping the less fortunate and empathy, probably not supporting Trump
Yeah.
administration. Anyway, we don't talk about politics on this show.
Not on this show.
This episode great. It had all the best elements of the season. You got Mag and Alex sneaking in, breaking into the place. You got
they're
that
the greatest.
awesome.
They're the greatest thing about Supergirl.
You got that awesome action sequence where Alex is doing the classic jumping backwards while shooting a gun. We all
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
It's so cool, and there's a lot of good CGI people. Sometimes the CGI also
Her
looked really
falling
good.
was not great.
I know, it's
but
better
the
than I
moment
expected.
where Supergirl catches her, like that's really lovely. So you're like, I don't care that it was a really bad.
Yeah, it's there's
It's
a lot
also
of willing
set during
suspension
the
of
day, which is tough. Like
Yeah.
Flash and Arrow get away with it by setting a lot of stuff at night.
Yeah.
But that sunlight is not kind.
No, it is not. But I also what was the scene that I really I liked Kat's speech to distract the Daxamites, which they could have just turned that off and done the rest
It's
of the
also
wedding.
a repeat of what they did last
Yeah,
season,
yeah.
which was sweet.
It was
Also,
sweet. It
I
kind of
liked it-
bothered me there was a repeat. I was like,
I
is
liked
this-
it better than Supergirl's. Also, it made more sense for everything that's
agree.
been happening. It's also had more weight because it's Cat Grant.
I thought it was
It's-
sweet that she knew Wynn's name because for all of season 1, she willfully or not willfully did not know his name, and I was
No.
like, oh, that's sweet. Like he's come up to a new level of respect now.
Yeah, and I
And
liked having them
immediately-
together. I liked his like, hey, where's Kara? She's a coward.
Oh,
She's a
can
coward.
we
Where's
just talk
James?
about though
Yeah.
how she knew that it was James
Yeah.
because she could see his eyes and because Guardian sucks and it's a really bad costume and all the Daxamite guards look like him, but
Yes,
like
they do.
it doesn't obscure enough of his face that if you would spend 8 hours a day looking at him that you wouldn't know that it, like
Oh,
any
I-
superhero mask.
I took that as a joke about how the fact that somehow she doesn't know Kara's Supergirl but immediately is like,
Fuck
oh, that's James.
That. They
does
retcon that in the first season. It doesn't exist in my headcanon.
For what?
So Kat Grant figures it out in like episode 3. She's like, "You're Kara." Like, duh. I'm not that stupid. I'm not that unaware. And then like 2 episodes down the line, Jean Jones shows up as Supergirl so that they can have a scene together. And she's like, "Look, see, I'm not." And so like then Kat knows that it's Kara, but she totally knows.
Okay.
She's like the
definitely
smartest
don't
person on the
remember
show.
Yeah. So what are our predictions for the finale?
I think they're gonna nuke it and everybody's dead, and then they're gonna just put Black Lightning on. I
There
feel
you
like
go.
that's my prediction.
All right. What about you, Ashley?
I'm going to steal Jason's prediction because I think it's probably true that the portal that they're using to bring everybody over from Daxam is going to be used to open the Phantom Zone, and that's how Mon-El's going to get stuck in the Phantom Zone, and that's how he's going to go to the Legion, and we're not going to have him for next season.
I hope they just go to. I need the Legion on this fucking show, man. But they also introduced the Phantom Zone. They used it as a teleporting device. And so again, we're also getting Zod in the finale. I'm wondering now that you say that, and now that we're dealing with this, I'm wondering, because you brought up that maybe Zod is a seed for season 3.
Definitely.
Maybe Zod will just
Definitely, yeah.
show up as like, he's not even a threat in the last episode. He just shows up at the teaser at the end. He's like, hey,
He
I'm
might
Zod.
be.
Wink.
Maybe he
A la
has a new
Superman's
Daxamite
appearance in
army.
this episode.
But I do hope we have some sort of setup for the Legion, just because the ring I don't want. And then we had Club Darkseid mentioned in season 1, so
Yeah.
it's like season 3, give me the Legion. Season 4, give me the New Gods, and you can totally crib from Grant Morrison's Seven Soldiers and Final Crisis, where
Seven
they're
Soldiers is so good.
where they're like hiding on Earth. Please,
Yeah.
please do that.
Smallville already did it, and I think they knocked it out of the park. So Supergirl, maybe come up with your own stories.
I would love to see Darkseid on these shows.
Oh, I think you say Tom Welling
No,
No, as Darkseid.
as Darkseid.
no, he's a producer now, and he was like 35 when he played 14-year-old Superman. He was like the oldest Superman ever.
Yeah, he's gray now. Get him on there.
So are we still doing out of 10?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, out of 10.
Yeah,
Ashley,
that's
out of 10.
I would give it a solid 9 out of 10.
I dig
I
it.
think it was really good.
I dig it.
How about you?
I'll go with the 9 as well.
I liked it too. I don't think I had any problems with it. No, everything was good. I'll give it a 9. I had to remember, like, they had the heist and
I
they were
like that
taking him out of the
stuff.
ship, and it was
There
like,
was a lot going on.
And, and then Mama
I'm,
Luther came.
I'm knocking it
I like
down.
Mama Luther.
I'm knocking it down from 10 because we got stupid Hank Henshaw instead of excellent John Jones, and that
Yeah.
is a waste of David Harewood.
That guy better just explode. Just keep
Yeah.
get Daddy back. Get Dean Cain.
no,
There
he
we
looks
go.
like a sausage.
Dean Cain.
Yes.
Yes, he is. But I'm fine with him being Cyborg Superman.
Yeah.
You can make him evil for whatever dumb reason, and then you can have
Yeah.
Linda Carter as this alien fight Dean Cain.
Yeah.
And Supergirl comes and breaks it up, and then that's how you get Batman.
I really want her to kill Terry Hatcher. Like that's what I really want to have happen in the last episode.
Rip off Terry Hatcher's
Yeah,
face.
I don't think Terry Hatcher's been great this season.
It's one of those that like I appreciate the fan
reference,
cast.
yeah.
I appreciate the reference. My do you know my reference that I wanted to do?
No.
Because I miss Cat Grant and I miss that presence,
Mm-hmm.
and this, especially seeing her back, it's like this will not fill that void.
Well,
I
and
want them.
James is like the worst boss ever.
I know, and he's all fighting. Whatever. I want them to bring back. I want them to bring back Chloe Sullivan, but Allison Mack from Smallville, just like they did
Yeah.
with the actress from the '90s Flash show. She's playing the same character. She's just
Well,
older now.
or didn't the girl who played Supergirl? She was Indigo last season.
Yeah. Like bring back Allison Mack as Chloe, who's Lois Lane's cousin, and now runs it, and she can be the sage advice giver of
I
Catco.
don't understand why they haven't brought back Erica Durance yet, who was the best part of Smallville.
Wait, who is that?
Lois Lane?
Oh, sorry, definitely don't remember any
She was
actors'
so,
names.
The idea of them bringing Lois Lane into Smallville's ridiculous. Like anything else on the show was
Yeah.
not ridiculous. However, she is one of if not the best live action Lois Lanes.
No, she was the best part
I
of that
think she's
show
the best
for
Lois
a
Lane,
lot of
yeah.
it.
Yeah, she was fantastic. She was sexy. She was smart. She did it all. And then Michael Rosenbaum is probably my favorite live action Lex Luthor. Yeah. So as much as people like to throw shade at Smallville, its casting was pretty on point for the most part.
Yeah,
Except for Superman.
3 characters. Oh man, I watched through that real fast, so you start to hear all the lines start to repeat after a while, and you're like, God damn it.
I've seen 2 episodes, and the Booster Gold one is the best of
It's
all of
not-
it. I've
it's-
decided.
It's not. It's so bad.
But he's so good because
And then
they
Blue
just hired
Beetle-
like a soap opera actor, and the Blue Beetle stuff is hot garbage.
It's garbage.
But he's
It's
so good.
bad. It's
He's
Jaime
so good as
Reyes.
Booster
Yeah, I
Gold.
saw it. No, I saw that episode.
Oh, it's so
And
bad.
Jaime is like such a perfect character to bring into that kind of universe and
Yeah.
to fold into. He'll probably be on the Titans show, but he should be on the CW.
They're trying.
I'm
DC's trying so
hoping-
hard with Blue Beetle. They're trying so hard.
I'm really hoping that the Titan show. My pitch is that the Titan show should take place on Supergirl's Earth, because you're already on an Earth where you're accepting.
But
the younger characters taking up.
it's the TNT pilot. They're using the same script, which was supposed to launch with Roy.
Yeah.
Spinning out of Arrow until Golden Haynes went and, I don't know, did like a Dave Chappelle-esque disappearance for a minute
Yeah.
before he came out. So if
He's a
they're
handsome boy. I like
Is
his
he?
face. Colton Haynes.
is he?
100%.
You know what? I'm straight, so I don't know. You tell me.
I don't.
I just know.
I'm glad you think so.
My gauge for handsome boys is like, would I hate myself if I looked like that? No, I wouldn't.
No, wouldn't.
I feel pretty okay with
I
things.
just think you stand him next to Stephen Amell and who played Tommy Merlin. He's like the most beautiful person on that show.
Interesting.
Colin Donnell, and
Yeah.
like he's got. Also, he's 5'5", so
Yeah,
Ooh, you put him
can't
on
be,
pocket.
can't be shorter than me.
I'm a big fan of Stephen Amell, but we'll get into that in a minute.
Are you a big fan of perfectly sculpted eyebrows? Because that's what Colton Haynes brings to the table. Him and Grant
Listen,
Gustin
and
perfectly
listen,
sculpted eyebrows.
And flips.
I have to admire eyebrows because I'm stuck with them.
That's the main appeal. That's the main appeal.
So let's go on to Flash.
Loved it.
That's
my opinion.
That's it. That's that love.
Is that your opinion every episode?
Loved it.
Ashley,
Usually.
before I get into my opinions of Flash, what were your opinions of
They
Flash?
killed my Wells boyfriend. And that was so sad.
What do you mean?
Well, and you. It sounds like you're diving into theory territory.
It is my theory. It's actually, I'm stealing all of Jason's theories because they're better than mine.
That's fine. We actually had somebody in the Twitter was referencing Jason's theories. And
Jason's theory is that Iris is, because we see Iris show up and die, and that it's a face switcher.
yeah, that's
Because
gotta be.
HR has been showing us that for like 3 episodes now. And I would be really sad if that's the case.
And we really saw, and that I would like that.
I just love all the Wellses, so if it's any Wells, I'm going to be really crushed.
I really like HR. I think especially with the way the team is composed now, he's a needed component.
Well, definitely with Tracy, because Tracy and
Oh,
him
they're
are
so
adorable.
They're adorable.
Perfect.
Although I did think they were gilding the lily a little much when like, this is a girl I want to spend my life with. It's like, hold on, it's been 3 episodes. You need to cool it, all right?
But if you're going to kill him,
I know.
she's so much better than Caitlin. I was as a scientist too.
I love her.
Caitlin is so much better as a villain.
She's supposed. Agreed. All of that. She's supposed to be. Is she supposed to be regular next season?
The Tracy character?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
I don't think
Anyway,
so.
hopefully. The only part that bothers me about that is how that's obviously the reason why Savitar set Iris down and ran around for a minute and then picked her back up, and that's lame.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
What if they switched?
If the switch, and
Well,
it's like
in the
that's
trailer
just,
for next episode,
Yeah.
Wells is walking around like he's doing something, and it looks like you
it's
see
not
him.
like there's other ones of them that
Oh,
could be
very true. But
Yeah.
no, he looks like he's putting down his gun.
Yeah.
So like how Jesse L. Martin was holding a gun.
Yeah.
What's his name? Joe. He was
Yeah.
holding a gun in HR.
His name is Tom Collins.
There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, they were both holding guns. So
Yeah, I it's definitely not. I think this whole plot's
think
stupid.
it's King
I think
Shark.
This whole,
I think it's King Shark.
I do think
yeah.
it's really stupid. I think Barry from the Future's stupid. But I think it was a good episode. I really, I do. And
yeah.
I like the Carmine Infantino illusion, obviously.
Yeah, although it's a weird, like, hey, we're going to reference one of the most famous Flash creators in this miserable
created
plot
everything
line.
that you love. Well, that's what they do. All
On
the streets are named after
I know, but like,
creators.
we're going to connect that street to the saddest plot line we've ever tried to come up with.
You got to get low before you get high, because it's
Yeah.
about to get real fun with the Rogues or whatever they do next season.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
they've got me on board.
Yeah, how have we not done the Rogues yet?
Yeah, they've got me back on board with Evil Future Barry, and it makes me frustrated that they waited so damn long to do the reveal
His pizza face.
because there's interesting things they could do. There's interesting thing like there's an implication, and you could have dived into it if you had more time. Where he's waiting to do things the way that they happened, like he's not willing to go off book because then maybe he doesn't exist. That's interesting.
Yeah.
and that explains why he's not. Why didn't you just kill Iris like 20 episodes ago?
If he'd just been an actual future Barry, though, instead of a time remnant, I think I would have liked it more. Like
time remnants are dumb.
Yeah, like the Robert Venditti New 52 story where Evil Barry comes back in time. And
Oh, yeah, but
He's
he was mainly
Black
trying to kill
Flash.
himself. He was trying to kill himself, not Iris.
look,
yeah.
Barry Allen is not my Flash. He can kill himself. Keenan Lonsdale can take over the show. It'd be great.
We have differing opinions on Wally, because
I-
I keep waiting for him, like, Wally, show me one other emotion. Just give me.
I think
give
Keenan
me
Lonsdale is
he
one of the
doesn't-
best. I really like him.
I agree. I think they write him into a corner, and like when in the Barry has amnesia for no reason episode where he suddenly didn't have his powers. I was like, why are you doing this?
No, I like this. The reason that means Savitar didn't do the thing. And the thing.
That's stupid. That's stupid.
No, I think, I like Kenan Lonsdale a lot, and obviously I like the character of Wally West a lot. I was underwhelmed with this episode because you told me there was going to be a heist with Captain Cold and Barry and King Shark, and I was very excited about that. And the heist ended up being we punch a few people, and then we miraculously get.
Shark is?
It's not. You could have used them just as much. I'm just give me more like.
You love heists, though.
Yeah,
you
like
really
you
love
told,
heists.
like just give me more. Like it just felt tacked on. Everything with Wentworth Miller, fantastic. He's fantastic. I miss him.
Do you like him more than Colton Haynes?
Yes.
Is he better looking than Colton Haynes?
Yeah, probably.
Correct.
No, I thought they. I mean, if you think back, like you got them doing the fake Lila, and then taking down those people, and then you
Which,
got
by
him,
the way, when did Barry ever learn to fight that way?
He's moving fast. I don't know.
Don't worry.
Punching people.
Yeah, but also then
Like
you
Lila, I can believe
undercut.
can fight like that. Barry, no.
No, that was my thought exactly. But then you undercut the actual Lila storyline where she begins saying, I'm not going to give you this thing that you need. And then she's like, I was always going to give it to you. They're like, then why did we spend all this time on this heist except that we wanted Wentworth Miller back because we promised him one episode this
And King
season.
Shark in one episode. Just give me one episode of
Well,
King
Andrew
Shark.
Kreisberg has said that he wants to use King Shark every season. So.
Yeah.
Great. I just wish I think the premise lent itself to a lot more than what we got, and they had
think that's fair.
They had to give more time to this stupid fucking. How many times have we seen Iris die
Just
this
kill her.
season? Through going to the future and flashbacks, and all this, it's like I don't care.
I could have gotten 3 more death scenes, and then they would have done it. Yeah, or
So-
then
We
they
even
would have
got a
done
Lego
it.
version of the death scene.
Yeah. No.
No, I thought we got
was
a lot of the
underwhelmed.
heist. I loved the joke where they were doing like they were breaking into the vault and they're like, this thing's like $10 million. Like there's like 7 billion lock things, and then Cold's done with it.
Oh yeah, so
That was
much
fun.
tension. So
It was.
much- yeah.
Excuse me. I thought it was fun. Remember when the tension of cutting off the shark's hand, and for some reason sharks grow back things, and then they grow the arm back. And you're
Convenient
like,
Wolverine moment.
Yeah.
I would have kept that hand. If
Yeah.
I was Cold, I'd be like, yeah, fucking taking that
Yeah,
hand.
yeah.
I would have put it on the wave
but
rider.
again, I did like him and Barry's rapport. I like what they've been doing with Cold. I desperately want him back on the Flash specifically.
He's floating around in time space a little
I think
bit.
he doesn't want it to shoot in Vancouver
Yeah, that's fair.
why do all the good actors want to avoid Vancouver?
because Canada's cold, man.
Shoot it in the summer. Change all the schedules
All right,
around.
so-
Look,
hold on.
it rains a lot.
Yeah, probably.
We got some good rain and arrow, but I'm jumping the gun a little bit. We got a tweet from Jason Todd at Cam Senses. Do you think Iris is really dead? I have a theory that either Joe or HR took. We just talked about this. Place with the body changer device. We all
talked about it.
You're
Yeah,
we all
not
think
going
that.
to kill her.
No.
No way.
Yeah.
We knew Laurel was going to die because they'd already announced that she was going to be dispersed among the other shows.
No.
And also because there were rumors about her behavior on set.
Oops. But she's coming back.
Yeah, she's coming back next season as a regular.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Oops. Yeah.
It won't
I
be
like
her.
this
It'll
evil.
be
Her, like-
Black Siren
Yeah,
per
no,
the
like,
Arrow
same,
episode.
Same with
yeah.
Caitlin. It's like you're better as a villain. Stay a villain.
Yeah.
I'm hoping she's the big bad. I would like. None of these shows have had a female big bad other than Supergirl. But like I would
Yeah,
really
but
like
even
a-
Supergirl still had their female hero saved off screen twice by a man. So they're trying.
They're trying.
So I think it'd be cool to have a female big bad in Arrow.
I
But anyway,
agree.
we're talking about Flash.
Flash.
What was the rating? How would we rate it?
There's more that happened. Didn't more happen in this? Oh, I liked that. I gotta talk about the reveal that I thought was. I love when Flash and Arrow and these shows do those things where like, oh, I didn't see that coming. When fake Barry ran in and then HR ruined it for everybody, and they were hiding on Earth too.
I thought that was really dumb. Actually, I thought that was
I
dumb
agree.
that HR was so dumb. I thought
I thought it was dumb that he
deserves
felt bad because like how would he have known?
I think HR for being that dumb deserves to die. I think he is right.
How was he supposed to know?
I thought you were talking about Cheetah when they're in the Argus labs. And
No,
Cheetah
there was
has a
so
cell.
much that
Can you
happened.
believe they said Suicide Squad? Because on Arrow, when they were building to the Suicide Squad and then got the shit kicked out of them because they were gonna do it as a movie, like they haven't been able to say Suicide Squad. They always ever called it Task Force X. So calling it that was amazing, and I hope it leads to King Shark leading a new Suicide Squad, and that's the big bad of Flash.
Ooh.
Secret Six. You know what? If you can't do Suicide Squad, do Secret Six with Catman, please.
No,
Yes.
I vote no.
You and Gail
Have you never
Simone.
read Secret Six?
No, not Catman.
It's amazing. Secret Six.
Catman.
Gail Simone. No, seriously, Gail Simone's Secret Six run is amazing.
But you guys didn't like the HR thing, so now I'm taking it out on both of you. So that's fair. I give it 11 out of 10.
Okay,
I
so
give it an 11
out of 10.
And now I'm pouting over here.
I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I think it was a good episode, but it's problematic, and I think it's setting up a bunch of stuff that's going to make more sense next week.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
excited for the finale. I'm excited for the finales of all these shows. They've set up the board is set for really cool finales. I
Yeah.
think.
You know what?
Especially with Flash, now we're done with the thing that I've hated most all season. So now we can move on to something else. The whole Iris.
Savitar.
Oh, okay. So I thought we were done with the dumbest thing of Time Remnants, but no, it came back
It
and it's
keeps coming back.
the villain now. And let's just stop it.
I'd
please.
give it a 7.5 out of 10. Now, Arrow this week I thought was amazing. Ashley.
God bless Arrow season 5 because
Yes, right?
Arrow was my favorite show and it's been really sad for a while.
Yeah, right?
And it's been so good. It's so good.
Everything about it, even episodes like this are a reminder of how strong even the flashbacks have been.
Mm-hmm.
Like the concept of like when he touches the scars and you flash back to where he got him, I'm like, this is such a great premise for this flashback.
So great to see Yao Fei again.
Yeah.
Who-
Wait, it's been since like season. Maybe he had like a
One.
flashback somewhere else.
He had some flashbacks in 2.
Yeah.
But
It's
No,
been
it's
a
good to see
minute.
him.
Yeah.
And that was a cool scene. I enjoyed that. And Dolph Lundgren had some good lines there.
he's so good.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen him in anything before, and
Me
he's
neither.
so good this season.
He's one of those guys that is shockingly, because you assume he's just a dumb action actor. He's shockingly good in everything I've seen him
Isn't
in.
he actually a genius level
Yeah.
intellect?
Yes.
Like,
He's got
He
a
is.
show on the Science Channel where you can like he like does basically
that on-
proves it
is
wrong.
that on cable?
He's legitimately.
yeah.
He's
I don't pay for cable.
That's fair.
he's legitimately a genius. But yeah, so the flashbacks were good, and then I'm jumping ahead, but that action scene where they're trying to get Adrian out from the helicopter
Yes.
was fucking dope.
So
It was really
good.
cool.
And again, him standing in the rain
Yeah.
was everything.
I was bummed for a second. I thought we were gonna get like Malcolm bringing up anything Doom
Oh,
related,
okay.
but I forgot that they did the memory wipe.
Stop teaming up with Malcolm Merlin. And they do
Never.
it every season, and it always screws them. And also, John Barrowman's getting real old.
He
Yeah,
is. But he's not coming back next season. He's said that he's
Sure.
taking a break. Probably.
Sure.
Yeah. He'll come in the
But I
finale.
do
He'll be in
like-
one episode.
I do like the setup though that it's literally the finale is Green Arrow teaming up with all his enemies.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking on board with that. I thought because I thought from all the drama that was going on Twitter, I thought we were just gonna get Slade's voice.
That's what I thought.
Manu
too.
Bennett's voice, and so
Because he
just
shoots the Shana Chronicles
Whatever.
in Australia or wherever it is.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Why does
I-
he have to be such a dick about
I
it on
don't know.
Twitter?
I don't
Yeah.
know. But that shot with him and Install,
Yeah.
even if that's it, even if we don't see his face again next episode, I don't care. It's like that's all I need.
He's one of the best parts of the show.
Yes. I wish because they kept him alive, and the fact that if he plays a part in stopping Adrian Chase, it legitimizes Oliver's decision to not kill him in season 2, and brings this whole thing full circle. And the Arrow and all these shows have a way of surprising me with how profound they can get, like
Yeah.
weirdly out of nowhere. Like, and that would be such a profound idea. I'm so fucking excited.
Like when they solved all of the gun control issues in that one episode.
Yeah, man.
The greatest
Guys,
episode of Arrow ever.
It was really, I liked the episode, but at the end they're like, no, easy. This is just common sense. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
It's a show
thanks.
made in Canada by a bunch of Canadians.
Yes.
that are like, I seriously don't understand how you guys haven't fixed this yet.
To be fair,
Yeah.
I powered through Supergirl, then S.H.I.E.L.D, and then Arrow came on, and I watched that. So that's when I started to fall asleep a little bit. But I enjoyed everything I saw.
Yeah.
And where did I think I missed it? Where did Wild Dog go?
He
Where is
was kidnapped before the end of last episode.
Okay,
Yeah, and
that's what I
that's why
thought.
he seems like a deadbeat dad,
Yeah.
which really buried the lead on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have hinted that maybe he wasn't a giant piece of shit last episode. Like that would have been great.
Yeah.
But
And
good,
so
good Lansing this episode.
He's so
from both
good.
Quentin and Laurel showed up and wasn't completely terrible, which was nice. Their interaction together, where she's like, "Oh, this is hard for me too. You think I don't know?" Like that was actually like, "Oh wow, where was this for 5 seasons?"
that scene where he's about ready to break down with his gun, it's like
Yeah.
He acted the shit out of that scene.
Paul Blackthorne is a treasure.
Yeah,
He's
they
the
can't.
greatest.
You can't kill the adults on these shows. You need that adult
Because
that like
they're the
grounds
best
everything.
actors.
Yeah, like they ground everything. Although we talked about Stephen Amell again, you talk about that gun control episode when he confronts that guy in the hospital. Stephen Amell can really knock it out of the park. And
if you watch the first season, it's hilarious because it takes him 10 episodes to learn how to act. And then he gets it, and I think it's because he's playing opposite Dave Ramsey, who's tremendous.
Yeah.
And he just like becomes a leading man to lead the show. And he's been, I think last season it might have been because he was like doing Turtles at the same time, and it was probably a really tough schedule, but he's been so on it and so good. You're like, yeah, it's sad you're not going to be Green Arrow in the movies.
Yeah, but he's been murdering it in season 5. Season 5 has been really good.
I love Adrian Chase. I really hope Adrian Chase doesn't die because I just
hope they trap him on
the
Lee and
rapport
you.
is so
They're
good.
great together, yeah.
Also, I just ask the sound guys or Adrian Chase just speak a little louder. I'm like, I gotta like
He's done
pause.
some real Manu Bennett level whispering this episode.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, he has my favorite moment of the season is when he's interrogating that one guy with the skull masks,
Yeah.
and he just slams on that quiet thing, and you're like, and the guy gets threatened and then spills everything. I'm like, that's
I loved
silly.
it from a design standpoint where he's standing alone in the cell with his yellow jumpsuit, and then Oliver comes in and just punches him, and the blood spray across the wall was so cool.
Director's having fun with that one.
Yeah.
I like all of that. I'm just really excited for the finale and all that stuff.
Oh, we're gonna get Black Canary versus Black Canary.
I'm excited for that.
Black Siren, I mean.
And we're gonna get Nissa versus Talia.
Which is
Finally.
really exciting.
And then Adrian Chase, has he used a sword yet? He's got a sword in
He
his
almost
thing.
Harry
Yeah.
carried himself from
Yeah.
Pretend 2 episodes ago.
Oh yeah, and then you're gonna get that versus Deathstroke.
Oh, and then we're also gonna get Oliver's son, whose name is not Connor Hawk, distressingly.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing that bothers me about that, I'm fine with having him be Diggle's kid. Just they made that whole name thing so damn complicated. Like
They did, yeah.
Why don't you just have it be like, instead of what is it, John Diggle Jr.? Just have it be Connor Diggle, and
Yeah.
then he says, "Listen, when
Or Connor Hawk Diggle.
Yeah, well, no, or
Who
Connor
cares?
Diggle. And it's like, hey, we had to go into hiding, so my mom
Sure.
took the name Hawk, and so
Yeah.
now I'm Connor Hawk.
Yeah.
Easy,
Dope
It's so
ass
easy.
name. Also, they could have done William, and if William's middle name was Connor. Anyways, there's a lot of options
There's a
they
lot
could
of
have
options
done.
there. Point is, I think it was a lot of table setting this episode, but I like what's on the table.
Yes, I would agree.
I'm a big fan
It's
of
dressed
what's
up
on the
very
table.
well.
It's about this is nuke level awesome. I'm very excited to see what they do.
Yeah.
I hope we get some magic because that was Arrow's biggest strength. I think when they dealt with magic.
When they dealt
Don't
with
you
magic.
talk smack about Neil McDonough.
Oh no, he's the best.
amazing.
Yeah,
he's amazing.
he's
but
so
every episode he
amazing.
shows up, it's just an invader throat grab.
Yeah, it was
And no
great
one's
on
moving?
Legends though. It was
It was.
great on Legends.
Legends killed it this season.
I miss.
Yeah.
I miss. And the Wave
So
Rider was
do I.
there, and I was like, "Can Rip come out? Can Rip come say hi?" This is during when people didn't like Rip too much, but like now I love him.
Before
so.
before
see, that-
Amnesia
that-
Rip and then Evil Rip.
That
Yeah.
like
Which are the best
baffles me
rips?
because I love him so much from Doctor Who.
I do
Yeah.
too.
That, like
yeah.
I never had a problem with Arthur Darvill, and people like he sucks. I'm like, get out of town.
Now he's amazing.
I'm a
He
big
is
fan of
amazing.
Arthur Darvill. However, my favorite rips are Amnesia Rip and then Evil Rip.
Yeah,
Rip is-
Evil
How
Rip is
come
the
all these characters are way better when they turn evil.
because they have
because you
more
have
fun.
more because you have more to play, and I think because you can choose scenery,
Yeah.
it's more fun to watch people be evil. That's why Captain Cold is so beloved.
Maybe it plays into the campy aspects of these shows better.
I think so. Yeah.
And so you can lean into that more, and that's what really propels these shows is that energy. That
Yeah.
like anyway.
because Oliver is a real person in a way
Yes.
that some of the other characters around him, Felicity, are not.
yeah,
She was better this episode though. She's been. I don't like the romance that's blossoming between them, but they.
I thought it was a
No.
little bit better than what they've done in the past because I wasn't on board
Sure,
with it.
but I don't
ever.
want any of it.
Oh, that's good.
yeah, for some reason when they were first setting it up way back in like season 2 and 3, I was like, because it was just kind of happening.
Yeah.
And now it's like I feel the smolder. Like I'm feeling it now. Like I'm like, just go for it, man. Like have fun.
That
I got
flashback,
emotionally
though.
when they had the date flashback and like they did it in the room or whatever. Mr.
I don't
Chibik's
know,
watching.
maybe-
I don't need to
it's-
ever see them have sex, but I thought her trying to do the salmon ladder was like pathetically hilarious.
Maybe it's because the salmon ladder was there. I was really feeling
It
that.
gets
same-
everybody's blood pumping.
Oh yeah.
the best selling point of season 1, first billboard in West Hollywood, topless Oliver Queen.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yep,
I know how to sell.
And that's anyway, yes. So for me, this episode, I would probably say I'm not going to say 9. Yeah, I'll say 9 out of 10 because I have a feeling
You're gonna
next
rate it the
episode-
same as Supergirl?
For me, yes, just because I liked it a lot. Is it technically maybe as good as Supergirl? Maybe. Yeah.
Oh, I
I'm
liked
gonna
it
give
more
a
than
7.
Supergirl.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. I don't want to give it like the highest rating because I have a feeling I'm going to enjoy the next episode quite a bit. So I want to save that, put that in my back pocket.
There you go.
So I'm going to say 9 out of 10.
Well, I don't have to adhere to your scale, so
No.
I'm going to give it 10 out of 10.
There you
I thought it
go.
was so great.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to bring up, I like how Arrow and Flash, actually S.H.I.E.L.D. did it too, where they just brought everything together in the finale and
Yeah.
like made it awesome. Flash did a really cool job of like, here, we're going to go to Earth 2, there's the multiverse stuff, here's King Shark, here's the Dominators, here's Captain Cold, here's everything that you liked happening in one episode just to kind of help us tie everything up. And with Arrow, it's like, remember everything you liked in Arrow? Here it all is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'm on board. I like the writers, the way they're making all of it fit together. I'm on board with it.
Yeah. We have.
Oh, it's
the-
sorry, 9 out of 10.
9 out of 90, 10.
9 out of 10.
Real quick, and then we can go to our newsy stuff. Thierry Fournier at Thierry F2104. Rumor is that next season Arrow will have more Black Siren and Deathstroke. Thoughts? We'll have to see the outcome of the finale. I have heard more Black Siren. I would be seriously surprised if we got more pleasantly surprised if we got more Deathstroke.
Well, he's a regular on the Sha-Na-Na-Na Chronicles.
But
I
is
don't
it-
know what it's actually called. I'm really sorry
but is it
for
still?
fans.
Is it gonna keep?
They shoot it in Australia.
I feel like.
Also, remember when he punched a fan? I don't think they're going to let him back.
Yeah, but
did?
didn't that fan do something mean to him?
Yeah, so he was in a bar at some Comic-Con because the guy who played Terrible Ra's al Ghul was like sitting right next to him and had to deposition him. So he was like, they were in a bar at some Comic-Con and a guy came up to him and like made a crack about his wife, and his wife had been ill recently, and Manu Bennett, who I don't know how much he had to drink, but like punched him in the face.
Yeah, which probably hurt if you look at Manu Bennett.
I'm sure. And I'm also equally sure that that was the correct thing to do and the guy deserved it.
Yeah.
However, then he didn't get to be a regular on a TV show.
Yeah.
So I don't think he'll be back full time, but I would love more of him.
Yeah.
For
'cause,
sure.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a
because he
big
also
Deathstroke
like
fan.
criticized how Deathstroke went out. I would like more. Like, ooh, if they made a team, because Arrow had his team with
Yeah.
Ragman. If Ragman doesn't come back, I swear to
He will
Yeah,
God,
not
what's-
come
I
back.
swear to
What
God,
happened to Ragman? I
We've
love
seen,
They
Ragman.
nuked the rags.
We've seen watered down Arrowette like too much. So I don't think Ragman's coming back. I think he probably booked something.
But I like Ragman.
Bring the rags.
I like
That
him
was your
better than
magic.
her.
Rag. Oh yeah, there you got the magic. Rags save the day.
Yeah.
Rags take out.
How great
Adrian
would that be?
Chase.
Like Deathstroke down, fucking Malcolm Merlin down, Oliver's on his last leg, everybody's down. What's gonna do? And then
Rags.
flies.
But you don't even see him. You just see Rags grabbing people like left and right, like it's a
You're like,
horror
and
movie.
then like it pushes in.
He's
on
probably
Stephen
living
Amell.
in Constantine's basement.
Yeah, he pushes in on Stephen Amell. He's like, Ragman.
And then they kiss.
You know what? You get the scene from Spider-Man 2 with Doc Ock in the operating room, but with Rags.
There you go.
Way less scary.
So this week saw the finale of everybody's favorite big DC crossover this year. The button.
Oh, you saw it. I got confused. Yeah.
Yeah.
So over on DC Comics,
DC Comics,
Flash and Batman
the
teamed
button.
up,
and
to-
we've all read it. Mm-hmm. What did we think?
It was. I was very excited.
I guess
for
spoilers.
it.
If you haven't read the button, it's only 4 issues. You can check it out.
It's very
Don't
cheap.
read it. It's not great.
The first issue, you get a very cool fight between Reverse Flash and Batman.
That's true.
Yes.
Oh, and there's what issue's the scene in where he gets to talk to his dad?
that's the 3.
That was cool. Like
Yeah.
that scene would just take those 2 pages out.
Yeah.
The return of Jay Garrick was cool because we haven't seen him except his
half
hot
return.
his half kind of from her too. Yeah, the half return. Yeah, but it was cool to see him again because we haven't had Jay in regular continuity since
New 52.
Ashley,
Teen Titans.
yeah, you talked about how you're a big Wally West fan. I also am a big
Yes.
Wally West fan.
That is
However,
the correct way to be.
how
Sam.
do you? Well, because when I started, Barry was long dead and was never coming back. Like
and the
that
best
was.
thing he ever did was die.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was, and that's like Rebirth. Jeff Johns really tried to make him into an actual character before he was
By
just like,
murdering his parents.
classic. But how do you feel about the 2 Wallies?
Conflicted.
I wish they just merged into one Wally.
I think that's what's gonna happen.
I don't.
I don't think so.
But okay, so are you guys reading it? Well, I don't want to get too much into spoilers of the like Teen Titans, the
Yes.
Titans crossover
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Lazarus. You got to a point where they just figured out that they're both named Wally, which had not been discussed, and so
Yeah.
they're now like, wait, why the fuck are we both called Wally?
Because Barry didn't tell them. Because he's a bad person.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it didn't go over too well with the Superman Reborns. So I don't know if they're going to want to merge them. And it's a difficult question. If it's wrong if you do it both ways. If you merge them and you stick with the African American version, you're just doing it as fan service for the TV show. And then if you do it and you leave it as the white version, that's 100 times worse for a lot of
in
complicated
trouble.
reasons. I like and I don't like that redheaded Wally is back. I like it because that's the Wally that I read growing
Yeah.
up, and he's the one who means the most to me. But I think the new Wally is adorable.
And for me, it's like it's Wally. It's the same character. Like I don't.
But it's not, DJ.
But it
It's
is.
not.
Now they're working so hard to differentiate them. But,
People are tweeting at you
Yeah.
right now.
I would have just merged them, and it's like have them be black, but it's the same Wally.
Black with red hair. Who cares? They're
you
superheroes.
go.
Some of them
Yeah,
have
it really,
pink hair.
you're right. It really doesn't matter.
There
It
you
really
go.
doesn't matter. And it's like,
Keenan
and I
Alonso
know,
has pink hair right now. It's perfect.
I get what you're saying because it really bothers me that like Guardians of the Galaxy comics have had the same 5 characters for like 10 years
Yeah.
now or whatever. Just
Since
to-
Annihilation in 2008.
just to honor the movies
Yeah.
basically. But it's like Keenan Lonsdale is the Wally for a new generation. He's Wally now. He's Wally West. That's what Wally West is black.
Yeah,
for
but
the
even-
majority of people now, Wally West is black.
Yeah, but they're doing it because there's a bunch of apologies if any of them are listening right now. A bunch of 40-year-old white dudes who will scream about it on the internet.
I'm sorry.
And
If you're going to
that's
scream about
why.
that, fuck you.
People do though.
There's so
Fuck
many,
you,
and
man.
I
so
blocked
many other
them.
problems. But anyways, for the button,
Yeah.
What do we think? Because we could do a whole episode on Wally and
Oh,
everything
just
that,
Wally?
that
Yeah.
DC's trying to do to fix itself.
Can we just come back and fight Sam about Wally
I
versus
saw-
Barry?
Oh no, I read Jeff Johns' Wally and I loved it.
No.
I'm standing by Barry with no proof that he is better.
Because he's your Flash. No, I get it's almost
That's
like Doctor
totally
Who's. Like he's-
everyone's opinion is correct because they're opinions.
Yeah. Except I don't know anybody that would ever argue like, no, my Flash is Jay Garrick. It's
My
like,
Flash
all right.
is actually Bart Allen.
chill.
I think
really?
Bart Allen's my favorite speedster.
I
He's like
liked
the fuck
him-
up Flash.
I like him as
He is.
Impulse and Kid Flash.
He's way better
I don't
there.
like when they tried to make him
Flash for like a whole week.
Yeah,
No, I
Yeah.
read it and
Forget
it's only
that.
2 volumes and then they like murder him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he comes back in some dipshit way and I don't give a shit. But
Yeah, we're
He's
talking
the
about
reason why Tim Drake is sad.
Button.
the
button.
button. It ended up being exactly what I was worried it would be, which was just kind of like, hey, remember how we're going to cross over with Watchmen eventually? Like,
But we wrote 4 issues about it instead of writing a 4-issue crossover.
yeah, like I thought the 3 issues are good. It just doesn't really pay off in any real
No, the
substantial way.
last issue doesn't, except for the last frame, where all it does is just gives you like a tiny thumbs up from DC. It's like, yeah, it's Dr. Manhattan for sure.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
He's
you
on
get
Mars.
like a tease of
The button. I like the imagery of the button flipping and becoming Superman's logo. It would have hit me more had they not announced the day before Doomsday Clock. Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on, dude, I don't know why we were talking about this. Why do they
Yeah.
advertise like big events like that before the issue comes
Hey, guess
out?
what? If
So
you
that
pick up
you'll
this one,
pre-order it.
yeah.
It works. Oh, as someone who works in a comic book store, it works.
That sucks,
People who
though.
are Wednesday Warriors will buy your events. And when is it coming out? November? November solicitations come out in June, which is next month.
Yeah.
So that gives people 3 weeks to decide if they're going to order it now. And then to pester their comic book stores and say, I really, really want this. And if enough people do that over and over again, then they'll up their orders. That's why.
Interesting. Keep that in mind when Jupiter Jet is going to hit
business decision.
comic stands, so you can bug your local comic shop that they put that in their store.
Please do.
And hopefully I get somebody to distribute Chaos Theory. Anyway,
No, overall, I was very excited for it because it's like you had a really cool team up, and they were trying to make it seem like a crime drama where you're trying to
Yeah.
figure out like where the button came from. It's
Yeah.
blood, like, and they do kind of. They kind of tease. Is it Grant Morrison like tease with Mirror the mask? What's the mask from the guy that saw Crisis on Infinite Earths?
it's Psycho Pirate.
Psycho
and
Pirate,
Psycho
yeah.
Pirate was a big part of Crisis on Infinite Earths, and,
Yeah.
and he's
he
been
was a big part of Animal.
of the Batman story
It is.
right now, too.
Does-
With
Oh, really?
Yeah, Tom King's Batman, he's the villain of like the first arc, and he's been problematic throughout the
I
run. Yeah.
like Psycho Pirate. I think you can do really weird, trippy, cool things with him.
Is he like Crisis? Like he knows of other things, or because it reacts with the button? So
yes,
it
he's
kinda,
one of the only characters who knows about the other incarnations
Still.
of this universe. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Which is
So
why he's so stressed out all the time.
Which is why he is what he is. Which in theory, Dr. Manhattan would as well. But we'll see.
How do you
I want to see how much big blue dick we're gonna get when he becomes a main
Good
part. Of
point.
that.
If he
I
wears-
didn't even
Because
think
he's
about
gonna
that.
be in the main DC continuity where we kind of I don't want
get
to say
pants
dumb
back.
things down, but like we put a certain filter over it. Like Constantine isn't the same Constantine that he was in Hellblazer.
You mean Constantine?
No, I don't.
gotcha.
Matt Ryan does Constantine, so,
And he's the
'cause
only
paid.
true
He's
Constantine.
the only one who matters.
I like that we got a tease of that vault room in the Justice League Watchtower with all the other relics of things from the past.
A nice callback to Wally's trophy room.
It was really cool.
Per JLA, yeah.
But also did make sense because in the background you see the Star Spangled Kid and a bunch of other
and the
Justice
Well,
Society
the
and the
stuff.
World of
Star
God
Spangled
from,
Kid was also
Graham
taken
Wilson's-
up by Courtney, who's Stargirl now.
Stargirl, yeah.
But there was
So-
Hourman too.
Yeah, it's problematic.
Interesting. What do you think about the people that look at this crossover and are like, Watchmen being put in the DC universe, that's blasphemy, and you're dancing on Alan Moore's not even in his grave yet.
I thought
That's
you were about
cool.
to drop a bomb.
They're not who it's being marketed for. I don't like Watchmen. I
Wow.
appreciate it in an intellectual way for what it did for both comics and literature, but I
Get you.
do not enjoy it.
So you don't, it does not bother you.
It doesn't. Like, you can leave them out, put them in. I don't care. If you don't like it, like, that's cool. Don't read it.
Yeah,
Like, that's what I say to
it's
those
easy,
people.
like, don't buy it. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I don't buy the things I don't like. The end.
That's fair.
I am also like, the Watchmen are distillations of the Charlton Comics characters, so it's not like it's not like they're taking from hell and crossing it
Right,
over with
yeah.
with DC. So it's like it doesn't. As long as you do a cool story, and I honestly,
Which is the
it's-
kicker, because before Watchmen was what it was,
Yeah,
you know, it existed.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're complicated characters to do well, though, because that story is so meta and the DC universe is not.
Yeah.
It is like, this is the universe, these are the rules that we're playing by this very minute that this script is being written. And it is not a lot of commentary on what's going on in the world, unless you get to read like that awesome arc that they just had in Deathstroke about gun control.
Interesting.
Go check it out. Tony
I mean,
Daniel.
got
killing
not
it.
nominated for an Eisner,
Yes,
right?
it did.
Christopher Priest. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
know
but it
things.
could get meta because what I hope that they're doing with it is exploring the idea of Watchmen's one of those books that you see as a bifurcation line of like, this is when dark comics became a thing.
Yes.
It's not that clean, but it's used kind of as that line.
It's usually that and Dark Knight Rises.
Exactly.
Returns.
Yeah.
The one where he looks like a fridge.
Yeah. And so if they use that as a way to explore, like as kind of a rebuff to like, hey, Superman doesn't need to be dark, and we're going to show that by like him literally confronting Dr. Manhattan. And by the way, it doesn't ruin Watchmen. I'm a huge fan of Watchmen. It's on my shelf. It still exists. It's not going to go anywhere because Dr. Manhattan's hanging out
It's
with
the same
Superman.
thing I wanted to say to everyone about the Ghostbusters reboot last year. Like, again, it doesn't ruin the thing that you love. Don't support it if you don't like it, and then they'll make more of it or they won't. Like,
Yeah.
And they won't because it didn't do well. So
Right.
everybody's happy.
The
But
end.
I vote Dong if we were getting on Dong.
I say
yeah.
pixelate it.
Ugh, gross.
just put a
Show
big
the
black
dong.
bar over
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So for those that know, they know. And for the rest of us, like, hey,
And put the dong in.
I just think the way they're going to do it is they're not going to show it on panel, but probably Superman is going to be like, oh, you're naked, you should cover that up, and then he'll cover it up. That's how they'll do it. But it would
what if he's evolved past a dong?
he's just a Ken doll?
So it's like
Or maybe even more than that. Like, because he's not even. Why
a
would even?
DC
if he had a
logo.
vagina, I'd be really impressed.
Why would even have a humanoid form anymore?
Because that's what he's derivative
because
of.
he still kind of
Yeah,
has
but you know what I mean?
sex.
Yeah.
He still has sex and
Does he?
And
He's been
Well, I
on
mean-
Mars since the 80s.
Yeah.
he can make anything
It's
he wants.
him and Miss Martian, and that's it.
So do we think we'll see any of the other Watchmen characters though?
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
spoilers,
Dr.
most
Oz.
of them are dead.
Dr. Oz.
Yeah, I know, but like. Spoilers for Watchmen. Like most of the iconic characters
Are
from that
dead.
are super dead.
Would you be anti new incarnations, new legacy characters being created in that universe?
No, that's in the DC universe. Again,
There are people screaming at me on Twitter who are suggesting that.
that my Watchmen graphic novel is not going anywhere. That story
Yeah.
will still be just as amazing to me. And
You could
if-
say
if it's-
before Watchmen ruined it because a lot of people don't like before Watchmen.
The Dr. Manhattan before Watchmen is solid. The Rorschach's fine.
the
It's
comedian one is
beautiful.
pretty solid.
Comedian one's pretty solid, and the Silk Spectre one I thought was pretty good.
Oh, that's all of them.
No, I didn't.
There's
read,
more?
Yeah, there are
No,
more.
there's a Night Owl one.
I didn't
There's
check that one out.
there's a Minutemen one.
That's with Darwin Cook. That's amazing.
That's the best one, but
That's-
it's because of Darwin Cook. Sorry.
Because everything Darwin Cook touches is amazing.
and unfortunately,
in
that's
peace.
the end of it. Right? Yeah.
He's the best. Well, I did like when Thomas Wayne and Bruce Wayne met, and they do have some fun implications that I don't think will ever be touched upon of like
when he tells
quitting
him
to be Batman.
I
Yeah.
actually really like that scene, and you're right, they probably won't dive into it.
Except
but you
for-
could do some really interesting stuff about like Batman. like, my dad literally told me not to be Batman.
Yeah, no, you
It'd
do.
be an interesting problem to grapple with.
Yeah.
But I think if we're bringing back stuff that people liked, didn't a lot of people like Dick Grayson as Batman? Like a lot of people.
I am of the opinion that Wally West should still be Flash, Kyle Rayner should still be the main Green Lantern,
Yes.
and Dick Grayson should be Batman.
Well,
But then do you make Tim Drake Nightwing?
Oh, he's
Tim Drake Nightwing.
With the red stripe?
I should tell you. I have a pitch of what I would if DC gave me the reins of what I'd do with Tim Drake, because I love Tim Drake is I actually really like Damian Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Drake's my Robin because again he was the Robin I came up with. You know what I mean? And he's
the greatest Robin.
He's the detective. Like if anybody has the makeup to be Batman, it's fucking Tim Drake. You know what I mean?
But Dick Grayson deserves it. He's Batman's greatest victory.
And also, I love that run. I love that Batman and Robin run with Dick Grayson as Batman.
Black Mirror is real good.
Black Mirror is really good.
That's my favorite thing Scott Snyder ever wrote.
Yeah, no, that's the only Batman story I've ever read all the way through. Like I've only didn't even watch movies, whatever, fuck. But it's like that was the only Batman story I ever read. And I remember I was reading it on the train back from San Diego Comic-Con, and I was like, I grabbed, I was sitting next to Sophia, and I grabbed her. I was like, I can't, shit's getting crazy right now. And I'm like, I don't think I can handle it. I'm like, I put it down when it got to like the big twist. I was like, I saw this coming, but I can't handle it right now.
The issue with the Joker, where the Joker confronts Dick
no,
Grayson,
it
and he knows it's not his Batman.
It's so good. But anyways, that could be a little intro for someone else to be Batman. That is
but we've done that so many times, and it's not going to stick, man.
Yeah, it will never. It will never. But the other thing you said that he knew it wasn't his Batman is the same thing where when Gordon was like, "Hey, like we like you better than the other guy."
Yeah.
Like that was such a great moment.
Yeah. Oh,
See,
man.
you could. I think there's a door. The door's open for somebody else.
For 6 months max.
Yeah. If they ever do have Dick Grayson as Batman again, update the costume. I don't want it to look like Bruce Wayne's costume. I want it to look like
you just bench Bruce, like launch the Catwoman series and have him go and work with Selena for like a minute, and then
I really want him and Catwoman to just be happy together.
Like on Earth 2, where they have a baby and she grows up to be Robin and then Huntress, and it's amazing.
It's cute.
So we also got this week the Black Lightning trailer.
Finally.
Yeah.
It was super solid. The costume looked a lot better in person than I thought.
So good.
Yeah.
He's
He's
such
so
a good
charming.
casting.
Yeah. I really love if you had a superhero show where he was a father and a teacher.
He also becomes the Secretary of Education in the comics.
Cool.
That would be different enough, and on top of it, to have it be one of the first Black superheroes, like it's so much. It feels so different than the rest of the CW shows.
Yes.
You know
Thank
what I
God
mean?
they didn't put out a trailer like they do for like Supergirl and Flash, where it's 5 minutes and you see the whole pilot.
Yeah, all the major beats of the pilot.
I don't need that.
I also like Black
But
Lightning.
he doesn't have an iconic run, really. He's really tied to Mr. Terrific, who's called Michael and not Curtis. So they might be mining a lot of new source material, or creating their own mythology, as opposed to like, here's the greatest hits that you know from the Flash. We're going to show you here and here and here and here for the next 5 minutes.
His main things is he fights the 100, and Tobias Whale is his like main guy, which I really hope they have Tobias Whale, because I would love to see that on TV. And his daughters take on the mantle, which is also cool.
Thunder and Lightning.
You're not only getting a badass Black superhero, you're getting 2 badass Black female
And then
superheroes on
please
top
just
of it.
have one of them date Static. Like, I just need that to happen.
Can we get that? My big thing is I always wanted to see the Milestone characters folded into Flash and just have the accelerator explosion be the Big Bang.
Yeah. I want Rocket so
But I don't
bad.
know. Rocket would be amazing.
Rocket's cool.
Icon is amazing.
Yeah.
Get him in
but
Supergirl.
I don't think.
Yeah. Black Superman.
Can we? I don't know if they can use the Icon, the Milestone characters.
DC owns Milestone, and every year they announce that they're launching that imprint.
Yeah.
It hasn't I know it's tied up in a bunch of weird. They don't own all of it. I don't even know if they own the majority of it, but we want it.
I want those
Everybody
characters.
wants it.
That was one of the things I
since
loved.
the
wants it.
2000s.
Yeah.
It didn't pay off the way it could have, but I love the idea of New 52 of folding in Milestone and Wildstorm, because I diversified.
That Static
DC's
series is not great, though.
I understand. I know, but just the
unfortunate,
idea of having those characters,
Yes.
it adds a lot of new energy to the DC universe.
I'm sorry.
The Grifter series wasn't great either, and I wanted
It was
to be.
not. I'm
No.
sorry to people who are big Wildstorm fans. I would rather have Milestone.
If I had to
imprint.
choose,
Have you been reading the Wildstorm so far?
I read the first one. It looked good.
It looks very great. I'm liking the espionage angle. The 4th issue just came out today.
I'm really.
I feel like
digging
it'll
the
read
world.
better in the trade.
Probably.
Definitely. My only real issue with the Wildstorm is they don't have cliffhangers. The issue just stops.
Yeah,
It just ends.
I get it. You gotta write for the trade, but also don't write for the trade. Like, give me some kind of resolution, for God's sake.
But something that stuck with me with Black Lightning, other than the fact that he's great and I'm excited to see him in the role, and his powers look great, and I like that he has the an older version of the costume, and then he gets the newer light up costume.
Yeah.
He does not fuck around. Like, he took one of the gangsters and used him as a human shield, and then he's throwing the other guys in the cars. Like, oh, Black Lightning is not like.
It does feel like they took everything that you like about Arrow, which is the fights, and everything that you like about Flash, which is the superpowers, and we're like, oh, we can just do this with Black Lightning.
Yes, please. Now, they also announced that as of right now, they're weirdly phrased. As of right now, it is not connected to the other universes because it's shot in Atlanta and it's a mid-season pickup. Do you think that they'll change their mind on that?
I think that what they're going to do is usually the CW shows launch with a crossover. Even Vixen launched with Arrow and Flash showing up in it.
Yeah.
Supergirl had to wedge that in about halfway through because it was a CBS show, not a CW show. I think that we're going to get one of them showing up in the finale.
I think that would be great. I would like it to be set in the Supergirl's universe because one, we've had Superman around for however many years, so it makes sense that others.
Yeah.
And also, he was Black Lightning operated Metropolis' suicide slum for a long time.
His oldest daughter, who is, I think, supposed to be 18 on the show and applying to go to college, have her work at Catco as an intern.
That'd be amazing.
Oh, cool.
And it would be cool to have it would have a little bit of the energy of, it would be cool to have a black superhero as like an elder statesman, kind of like Martian Manhunter is. Yeah, like
So good.
And you could
also Diggle and also Joe.
Exactly. But it'll also be interesting.
The black people are sage in the CW
yeah,
universe.
right. But you might have, and you could have interactions with him like when Superman met Icon. You could have a similar dynamic with Superman and Black Lightning, where they've both been doing a while,
That's so
but very
funny
different
because
experiences.
he's so much bigger than Tyler Hoechlin. Like, he's just physically like a bigger dude.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind Supergirl meeting him. Or, I don't know how they're going to do it. Let's just have Guardian or Cisco. There you go. We'll have like one of those guys and they can like kind of bring him over like, oh, I got a buddy. And here you go.
Yeah. There you go.
Have it be Win.
Win. Oh, and he builds gear. There you go.
Yeah.
Electricity. There you go. It's a tech guy.
Yep. You could have Hardware. Hardware's a really cool character from Milestone Comics. Also, it has so many cool characters. I think the Blood Syndicate is an incredibly interesting concept.
What's that?
They all need a costume update, so just do that.
They do. They're very 90s.
Yeah.
It's two street gangs that were fighting that caused the Big Bang to happen. Chemicals busted and everybody got their powers, and most of the gang members died, so they united, and so it's basically a superpowered street gang that eventually decides to start kind of behaving like heroes. But it's just it's just a really interesting concept, and I think you do some amazing things with it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All
Anyway.
right. I can't wait for Black Lightning. That's 5 shows, and I know it's mid-season, or is it limited
mid-season.
run?
It's
mid-season.
They're doing the same thing that they did with Legends.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
like a soft first season.
Yeah. And then
It
for some
looks-
reason, everybody's going to fucking watch it, and we're going to have 5 of these shows, and then they're going to announce a 6th show. Wait, we already have Titans.
And we have Inhumans and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I just need Titans to announce who their casting director is so I can send it to my agent. Because I'm looking for it every day.
Man, I'm so excited for that show. I'm so excited for a live action Titan show. I hope it doesn't suck, man. I'm so excited for
Right,
it.
and there is definitely potential for suckage,
'Cause it's
but
a
it could be
lot.
amazing.
Just because there's so much
well, and if they seem to
Beast
be
Boy, they
seem to be shying away from using legacy characters, and I get it because you're not going to use Kid Flash. I guess you're not going to use Roy Harper, but if Dick Grayson is your lead, you have to address where Batman is in this universe.
Yeah, and that's why
we finally got that Batman joke on Supergirl.
Yeah, that's why that's my argument that it should take place on the Supergirl universe, because Batman clearly exists in that universe. And
you can cast Ian Somerhalder, who was supposed to have played him on Smallville, because now he's old and the Vampire Diaries is over.
He was supposed to play who?
He was supposed to be Bruce Wayne.
he was Adam
and then
Knight.
he became some
because they
had to bail on
yanked the
the
rights
plotline.
away because it was going to be the new Nolan trilogy, just like they were supposed to have Wonder Woman on Smallville, but they yanked it away because the Whedon movie was in development at the time. Which is why she's introduced in the season 11 comic.
Yeah.
Drawn by, I believe, Jorge Jimenez, who's drawing Super Sons right now.
Oh, very cool.
I
It's
think
cool.
he's amazing. He's an amazing artist.
He's also a really nice guy who doesn't speak English very well. So when I talk to him, I just compliment him, and he goes, "Thank you." He's so nice.
I'm thankful that they're kind of loosening the reins on like who can and can't show up on this stuff. That you can get Cheetah references, and you can have Superman show up on Supergirl for the premiere and the finale.
You had
And it
Harley
doesn't-
show up too on Arrow for a
Sort of.
second,
for a
sort of.
minute, and it
Yeah.
doesn't damage the integrity of your cinematic
Nope,
universe.
does not at all. Does not.
just fun.
It just
Marvel
generates
takes
more
notes.
interest. Yeah, it just generates more interest. You know what I mean? And then you can have like it does. It is a little bit surprising that we're doing a Titans show that is very focused on probably Nightwing.
When
Dick
we just
Grayson,
announced the
a
Nightwing movie, yeah.
But sure, fine, I don't care. Give it to me.
I mean, Teen Titans, the TV show, they specifically didn't mention Batman or anybody
They weren't
else
allowed to,
ever.
yeah.
But Robin, they do make jokes about Batman and
They do
And
flash
Jason Todd.
forward to see him as Nightwing.
As
Yeah.
as
Nightwing,
well.
and then Speedy shows up in Justice League Unlimited, and it's the same voice actor
Yeah.
playing him, and a similar design to the Teen Titans one. So I like to imagine that Teen Titans show takes place in the same universe.
Oh, cool.
Because
love
also
that show so much.
I love that show's take on Deathstroke, and Deathstroke
Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman, and he never showed up on Justice League Unlimited, so I'd like to imagine that that's the Deathstroke, because that Deathstroke could 100% go toe-to-toe with Batman.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
for
he's
no
sure.
problem,
Yeah.
yeah.
Why did he always take on kids? They're kids. They're kid. I never got why Deathstroke always aimed for the
because
kids.
of what they did to his kids.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm like
Because
because
of Joey.
from the outside it always looks like, oh, God, you are
Also
such an
because
asshole.
because he was contracted out to kill them.
Ah.
And also, he liked to sleep with that one teenager. Anyway,
Tara?
anyway, Ashley.
Yes.
The kids at home, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram and everywhere at Ashley V. Robinson. You can find me on youtube.com/Jawin, Jawin, and hosting the Geek History Lesson podcast that both of you have been on in the past. So, yeah.
I did the crossover one. That was fun.
I talked about Flashpoint. That was fun.
There you go. Sam, where can they find you?
Around. DJ, where can they find you?
Other places.
Oh, cool.
At DJ Talks Trash. If you I was going to say how to find our Patreon. If you're listening to this, you found it.
But
Yeah,
also, if you
figured
want
it
to find any other info about us, you can go to OnlyStupidAnswers.com. And we
Hell yeah.
really quick thank you to everyone who's contributed so far. Make sure you tune in Saturday for the movie night or afternoon, and
Yeah.
we're watching Kung Fury. And just know you can update your contribution to $10, and you'll get the link, and it's gonna be fun. And we're gonna have popcorn and a blast.
Yep. Tune in for that, and we'll see you then.
We've never ended an episode on that weird sex thing with a teenager, so that's a milestone for us. Congratulations to Only Stupid Answers. Thanks, everybody.
We did it.